4 beats to the bar. And here we were, driving back roads in a brand new yellow Chevrolet Impala. In the whole of the United States, there was perhaps no sillier place to stop with a car loaded with drugs. A conservative, redneck Southern community not happy to welcome different-looking strangers. In the car with me were Ronnie Wood, Freddie Sessler, an incredible character, my friend and almost a father to me, who will have many parts in this story, and Jim Callaghan, the head of our security for many years. We were driving the 400 miles from Memphis to Dallas, where we had our next gig the following day at the Cotton Bowl. Jim Dickinson, the Southern boy who played piano on Wild Horses, had told us that the Texarkana landscape was worth the car ride, and we were planed out. We'd had a scary flight from Washington to Memphis, dropping suddenly many thousands of feet, with much sobbing and screaming. The photographer Annie Leibowitz hitting her head on the roof, and the passengers kissing the tarmac when we landed. I was seen going to the back of the plane and consuming substances with more than usual dedication, as we tossed about the skies, not wanting to waste. So we drove, and Ronnie and I had been particularly stupid. We pulled into this roadhouse called the Fordyce, where we sat down and ordered, and then Ronnie and I went to the John. You know, just start me up. We got high. We didn't fancy the clientele out there or the food, and so we hung in the John, laughing and carrying on. We sat there for 40 minutes, and you don't do that down there. Not then. That's what excited and exacerbated the situation, and the staff called the cops. As we pulled out, there was this black car parked on the side, no number plate, and the minute we took off, 20 yards down the road, we get sirens and the little blinking light, and there they are with shotguns in our faces. I had a denim cap with all these pockets in it that were filled with dope. Everything was filled with dope. In the car doors themselves, all you had to do was pop the panels, and there were plastic bags full of coke and grass, peyote and mescaline. Oh my God, how are we going to get out of this? It was the worst time to get busted. It was a miracle we had been allowed into the States at all for this tour. Our visas hung on a thread of conditions, as every police force in the big cities also knew, and had been fixed by Bill Carter with very hard long-distance footwork with the State Department and the Immigration Service over the previous 2 years. It was obviously condition 0 that we weren't arrested for possession of narcotics, and Carter was responsible for guaranteeing this. I wasn't taking the heavy shit at the time. I'd cleaned up for the tour. And I could have just put all that stuff on the plane. To this day, I cannot understand why I bothered to carry all that crap around and take that chance. People had given me all this stuff in Memphis, and I was loath to give it away. But I still could have put it on the plane and driven clean. Why did I load the car like some pretend dealer? Maybe I woke up too late for the plane. I know I spent a long time opening up the panels, stashing this shit. But peyote's not particularly my line of substances anyway. In the cap's pockets, there's hash, 2-in-alls, some coke. I greet the police with a flourish of the cap and throw pills and hash into the bushes. "Hello, officer." Flourish. "Oh, have I broken some local law? Pray forgive me, I'm English. Was I driving on the wrong side of the road?" And you've already got them on the back foot. And you've got rid of your crap, but only some of it. They saw a hunting knife lying on the seat and would later decide to take that as evidence of a concealed weapon, the lying bastards. And then they made us follow them to a car park somewhere beneath City Hall. As we drove, they watched us, surely, throwing more of our shit into the road. They didn't do a search immediately when we got to the garage. They said to Ronnie, "Okay, you go in the car and bring out your stuff." Ronnie had a little handbag or something in the car, but at the same time, he tipped all the crap he had into a Kleenex box. And as he got out, he said to me, "It's under the driver's seat." And when I go in, I didn't have anything in the car to get. All I've got to do is pretend that I have something and take care of this box. But I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. So basically, I just scrunched it up a bit and I put it under the back seat. And I walked out and said, "Well, I don't have anything." The fact that they didn't tear the car apart is beyond me. By now they know who they got. "Well, looky here. We got some.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.